Don't Link, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. Guys are doing well, so having a wonderful day on this 7, 18, 20, whoa, 18 April 2025. You can tell, oh, you see what? I need to go sleep, dude. I have 2 more videos to do, so let's do them. We're doing WAPs are having a wonderful 18th of April 2025 or Saint Friday. Today we're doing a movie review. We are reviewing XXX State of the Union. So I am super excited to be reviewing this movie with you guys because this movie has a lot of importance to me. I think it aged disgustingly, but I'm going to be talking about that later on. So this is still very cool. So why is XXX so important to me? Well, you heard me talk about it in my review of XXX Xander Return. I have family that lives in very countryside. They live in the countryside of Canada, or of Quebec. Very countryside, and they don't have a lot of it's like in the city, right? So I remember going to my cousins, which is my family there, and us being bored and watching a movie, and that movie was XXX, and we watched the movie. I don't remember if it was 4 times or 5 times, in the span of like a week, but I did watch it a lot. Now the funny thing is, I didn't even know that the Return of Xander Cage was something that existed, but I knew that they did a second Triple X, which is State of the Union. So I saw this and I'm like, please, mom, buy me the DVD, buy me the movie, right? And she's like, okay, no problem. So she buy me the movie, and then I have no clue because back then, internet wasn't as commonly as it is right now. People didn't use Google on a daily basis. There wasn't even a touch screen phone. I was talking about in the past. So I watched a movie, and I'm seeing Ice Cube. Now, I do know Ice Cube because I was listening to rap before, which was songs like Go to Church, right, with Ice Cube. And I see the movie, and I fall in love with the movie. It's still that breathtaking XXS. It's cringe, but back then there's no. Okay, so I'll give you the emotion back then. Really good movie, really good scene. Love the Ice Cube. Love XXX was in there also. Just love the movie. It was the perfect amount of, like, he's a bad guy, but he still has some noble. It's a perfect. So you see, Triple X to me is a representative of. It's not because Ice Cube didn't do a good job. It's because to me it's Vin Diesel. Now, call me crazy, but Vin Diesel in my mind, he is in Triple X. He is 3 things. Need for Speed. He is Riddick, right? Okay, 2 things, whatever. There's possibly a 3 thing, but I'm forgetting because your boy need to go sleep. Coffee. So let's move on. But I see Ice was like, okay, well, it's kind of weird, but the movie in itself, and it's funny because Triple X State of the Union was a very special movie for me. And there's multiple reasons for that, but we're talking about special as a kid or as a teen. I don't know how old I was, but I was special because I'm watching the movie, right? And then I'm watching the movie and sorry, I forgot that I also have a bit of work on the computer to do. It's one of the first movie, if not the first movie, where I'm very interested in the in the soundtrack. So song like Death of Messiah, something like that, right? And I'm super into the soundtrack. So I also buy the first soundtrack. Now again, back in the days, it was before you could go on YouTube or shit like that. Oh, okay. Thought it closed. It did close. It was before you could go on YouTube and just type, "Hey, this soundtrack." So it wasn't super easy to do. You could go on Wikipedia. The Wikipedia, it would tell you like, "Hey, these are the songs that are there." You couldn't listen to it, right? So bought the CDs, and that was basically why Triple X was so important to me, right? This is what this is. Cannot see shit because of the reflection. Now moving on, I see it on Netflix, and the sad thing with those movies is I watch them so often that I never want to see them again. You know, some of those best movies that I saw was movies that I saw so often I don't want to watch again. But then I saw it, so the movie sadly didn't age well at all. I still think it's a solid movie. There's still those feel good moments where you feel like Ice Cube is a complete badass, but it aged very poorly. So there's a lot of fight scene that look choreographed, right? So, for example, there's this famous scene, right, where he is fighting and he has the handcuff, right, and he's using the handcuff to fight. And I think we can see that he's really giving in the moment, and it doesn't feel as fluid. It feels rehearsed. When I say it feels choreographed, I mean it feels rehearsed, right? Now, ultimately speaking, the biggest problem of XXX is that it doesn't revolutionize anything. It does the same thing that other movie did better. So, for example, we have the FBI agent that's going against him, right? And then you're like, okay, well, what is it? Why is this guy special? Well, this guy is kind of cool. He's kind of good looking. He knows how to fight. So he's a badass also. So it's a badass versus a badass, and even though the other guy's a badass, you're still willing to take it. You're still willing to it's nuts. It's nuts. You're still willing to say, okay, well, I want XQ to win, right? Or when there's a lot of scene that didn't age properly. So, for example, when he's gone out of the jail, right, and he goes in for a burger, right, which is supposed to be super funny, and it is because then he's pretending like, oh, dude, I need something that every man needs going out of jail. So you think he's trying to fuck. No, I just want a hamburger and milkshake. Now the problem with that is he goes to like different places in the movie, and he's ordering burger, fries, and milkshake. So it's a running gag, but it's a running gag for a movie. So for me, a running gag is funny when it's from a series, like for example Seinfeld, when it's 9 seasons, and not for a movie that's an hour and a half, because then it feels overused. XXX also, instead of Union, has a couple of problems, right? So, for example, there's no consequences. There's never a case where he's close to dying. There's never a case. Versus in the first one, where Vin Diesel, there's a lot of scene where he's supposed to die. I haven't watched XXX in years. I can still tell you, and I'm being critical of the movie, but the only reason I'm being critical of the movie is because it meant so much to me as a kid. So I'm being critical because I'm like, dude, I grew up, I matured. This is what I would have loved. If I didn't care, I would do a quick review like, hey, it's a good movie, go watch it, fuck it. But from the first one, I can still remember there's a scene where there's a guy that smokes, right? And before that, there's a moment in the movie where he offers the smoke to Vin Diesel, and Vin's like, no, smoke's gonna kill you. And then he uses a rocket launcher that is heat-seeking, right? And the guy has a cigarette, so he's taking the burning of the cigarettes. Now, does it make sense? No, but it's a badass moment. Now with XXX, there's not a moment in the movie that I'm like, holy shit, that was really badass, right? So is that a problem? No, because most movies won't have something that's badass. But when you think about a action movie, you kind of want some badass scene, right? You kind of want to have badass fights. The characters themselves. You got the nerdy guy, which we have anyone. So my main problem is the antagonist is gonna be super badass. The villain's gonna be a super badass, right? And then you have this nerd, right? The best part is possibly Gibbons, which is Samuel L. Jackson, and Ice Cube, because there's a relationship of I don't like you, but we're similar. We're both soldiers, right? Now, another problem is you can right away tell that William Dafoe is the bad guy. You can tell him in the first scene, right? Now, ultimately speaking, this doesn't matter because they'll tell you in the movie. It's not like a big spoiler. Like, oh my god, at the end, he wasn't a good guy. He was a bad guy. You know it soon enough. it's still, I shouldn't be able to see the first scene in which William Dafoe is. You can tell that he's a villain. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Ink, so the movie kind of new. I haven't seen the movie in 10 plus years, guys. In plus 10 years. I'm gonna say like minimum 15, right? So I don't know. But still, it did bother me a little bit, right? Now, ultimately speaking, I think that in most movies, right, you know the villain in advance, and you know the villain, you're like, you know what, it doesn't bother me. As long as the villain does a good job, right? So, yeah. That's pretty much my review. I might be harsh, but this movie was meant so much to me when I was younger, and this is why. So on that note, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.